Gentlemen, I'd like to welcome everybody to the special called meeting for Tuesday, September 6th at 4 p.m. Um, Madam Clerk, we have all 5 commissioners in attendance, our county finance officer, our county attorney, and our county manager, ma'am. If you do come to the lectern, I will remind you to please activate the microphones before speaking. And we do have a guest today. Neil Emery will join the meeting electronically. Neil, how are you today?
Just fine. Thank you for letting me join remotely.
Good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, first item of business is approval of the agenda. Gentlemen, you've had the agenda as presented. Do we have a motion? Thank you, Commissioner Abley. All those in favor signify uplifted hand. Those against?
Mr. Chairman, I gave you an article that this needs to be changed from special meeting to a called meeting.
Well, Commissioner Taylor, a special meeting or call meeting is a separate session. So so the special call meeting and the call meetings is one and the same.
Pardon?
Special call meeting or a special meeting or a call meeting is one and the same according to Robert's Rules of Order. So
I don't think so.
Robert's Rules of Order does.
It's not your rules.
And the county attorney also agreed, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. This is a special meeting.
I can't hear you.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. This is a special meeting as provided for in the general statutes.
Thank you, sir. So, Madam Clerk, that is 4-1. That brings us to item number 3, items for decision, approval of job advertisement. Gentlemen, you've had an opportunity to take a look at that. We did ask for input. Hopefully you did send that in to Neil Emery, our NCACC outreach associate. And at this point, I will turn it over to Mr. Emery, who's joining us electronically. How are you, sir?
Just fine. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate letting me join. I was down in Pitt County today.
Mr. Chairman, let's see if we can get Neil's volume turned up a little bit, please, sir. Let's try again, Neil.
Okay, I've got mine at my highest volume on my computer. So,
Scott?
is that any better?
That's been
As much. Can everybody hear?
Okay. Okay.
That's
Is that
much
good?
better.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for letting me join. I was in Pitt County earlier today for a meeting, so it would have been a little difficult to make it up there by the appointed time. But I just want to touch real quick on what I shared with you. I think everyone's had the opportunity, but I'll just touch base on a couple items. We shared a timeline. I'll just touch on that quickly. Hope everyone had a chance to see that. Asking each of you to complete a job profile, and then I appreciate the feedback I had there. The date now to arrive at approving the ad to actually publish for the position, to run through a deadline of September 30th, and then allow board members individual time to go through the resumes collected individually, to pass their own judgment on those selected, and then to come together as a full board and actually select those that potentially would be interviewed on October 18th, and then allot a number of days for interviews. The number to be interviewed is totally upon the board. Most cases it's 3 to 5, but of course that's totally at the board's discretion once you review the applicants. Second interviews during a period of November 1 through 4. Negotiation and extend offer being early November, then finally hope to announce sometime in mid-November, allowing that person, whoever selected, to, if they're in another employer, that they can work a proper notice for that. So that's the tentative timeline. We all know those things can change, but just wanted to note that timeline quickly. The ad itself pretty much follows a format used by a lot of counties, but noting some particulars in relation. And I do appreciate the feedback I got from commissioners, and I tried to adopt and incorporate that into the description. But key components of it, of course, is the county itself, and noting the county in general structure of the county and county government. I touch upon one, the qualifications, talk about a master's degree in either public or business management, or commensurate experience there. It lists within that description just a number of points that's important to any county board as they look for a manager and reflect the board and their commitment to the board and to planning and the community. In particular, I like to incorporate in these someone who maintains community visibility, which is important in public service, and then reinforces the values that the board wishes for the county. And then, of course, noted below at the bottom is the additional requirements about the person as an individual in regards to their integrity and their willingness to work with others and all the skills necessary in regards to a manager. And then one thing that I always try to note is the willingness to establish residency in Burke County. That's what most counties try to do. I will say there's been some units, especially municipalities, have found themselves unable to put that restriction, but I think it's still important for a county to have someone as a resident serves in that capacity. Salary is based upon of experience. Some counties note a salary range, some counties note a salary, but I found this works well. And one, people are well aware of what you're paying currently as manager, but by not stating a specific salary, you give yourself the flexibility of the skill set the person brings to the table to negotiate what you might want at a manager. Another point of how to collect those resumes, different counties, definitely we have noted your HR department to collect those. Once they've collected through the 30th, then they'll be made available to board members individually to review. And I'll be talking with that. We'll be talking with your staff there to coordinate how we want to do that. And then advertisement, our suggestion from our end is the ICMA, which is the International City Managers Association, which has a coverage across the country and across the world really. And then the other is the association's website. We leave any other advertising up to your discretion. But those are the two sites that we feel like accomplishes getting the position out there in the professional world, so to speak, and those who might be looking for employment or opportunity. So I'll stop right there and answer any questions board members may have or thoughts or comments.
Thank you, Neil. Gentlemen, questions, comments? Neil, I think you've done a great job, by the way. I've got no questions or comments so far. All right.
Mr. Chairman, this one thought. Neil, I believe you said two, tell me those two places where you would use the ads.
We recommend ICMA, which is the International City and County Managers Association, and the other would be our association, North Carolina Association of County Commissioners, which provides a listserv or a listing of job opportunities across the state.
Okay, thank you. I didn't quite catch those.
Gentlemen, other questions, comments?
Mr. Neal, I would like to ask, the pool you can draw from, is there a readily amount or number of interviewees that you can interview that are capable for the position, et cetera, et cetera? How's the field of participants and prospects?
I'm not telling you that counties are getting large pools. I mean, I remember a day when a county might get 50 to 100 applicants for county manager. The pools are much smaller now, sometimes 20 to 30, but that doesn't mean you don't get some quality applicants. And so I wouldn't judge you by the size of the pool, but what we're seeing is it's a profession where you just really don't know the moment you put it out in the market. You just really don't know what you might expect. You're going to get more now. This is a good time in the sense that a lot of managers will not make a change during a budget time of the year. So spring and summer going into the first half of the year is not a good time. A lot of managers feel obligated to their current position. So this is a good time in that extent that more people might entertain it. I will tell you, I've already gotten calls about the position and interest in it. So I think with what, so many times the pool is just based upon what the perception of the county is. And in your case, I think you'll get some good applicants. And we'll be talking that up. And if you hear anybody interest, please share that along, and we're going to be out there trying to encourage those that we think might be good candidates, and hopefully you'll get some out of state as well. I know I've said a lot, but talking back to your pool, I would expect not that large a pool, but at the same time, that doesn't mean you won't get some quality applicants in that, and the timing is good.
In your research, do you have the number one reason that someone wants to leave a county? And do you have the number one reason they want to come to Burke County?
Well, we're fortunate in a sense that North Carolina, in general, is a destination that people want to be. A lot of movement to North Carolina. So if you want to look at externally, people coming in. But as far as in North Carolina, I think you're in a great location. You've got a good tradition of managers and the tenure of managers. That's a big plus. A lot of people, in the profession, you will have people that want to, candidates may come through internally, through the ranks of the county, so to speak. And then you may have some that are looking to go up to, move up the ladder from smaller units to larger units. And advance their career that way. And then some, more and more what we're seeing, I think, because of those pools, not quite as big, as some people are staying longer where they're. I remember the day when school superintendents had much longer tenures than county managers. Now it's sort of reversed. You're seeing managers, when they find a good workplace, they're willing to stay longer. And just your livability, though, I think goes livability, and the tenure of your previous managers is your strong suits, I think, and location as well.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, any other questions, comments? As I talked to Neil, we'd agreed that we wouldn't just put salary commiserate with experience, and I think that was good, because anybody that, as Neil had said, anybody that is going to be applying for the job already knows what we're paying now, so they already got a good idea. So, any other questions, comments, gentlemen? All right. What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the job advertisement for the position of county manager as presented.
All those in favor, signify with uplifted hand. That is 5-0, Madam Clerk. Neil, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. We look forward to it.
Absolutely. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, at this point, that's all the business we have in this meeting, so I'll accept the motion to adjourn. Thank you, Commissioner Taylor. All those in favor signify with uplifted hand. That is 5-0, Madam Clerk. Thank y'all.